because it's not a national emergency. His response during the deadly pandemic is to try to take your health care away by asking the Supreme Court to strike the Affordable Care Act in its entirety, wipe it out, taking us back to a time when insurance companies could deny you coverage for pre-existing conditions. And now, because of COVID, lung scarring or heart problems as a consequence of having survived COVID, that could be the next pre-existing conditions affecting millions of people. Taking away Medicare benefits for seniors. Throw your adult kids off your health care insurance. Think about his plan for your Social Security. The Social Security actuary said that if he follows through in his plan for Social Security will be, quote, bankrupt by 2023. This clearly not only cares about Wall Street and the super wealthy and the Fortune 500. He thinks they built this country. That's why he wants another $30 billion tax cut for the 100 wealthiest billionaires in the country who've already made $30 billion during this pandemic. So they'll pay a lower tax rate than you do as a teacher, a factory worker, a firefighter, a nurse. He gave a tax giveaway for corporations when they moved jobs overseas to sell goods back to the United States. And here comes the train that he tried to make sure didn't continue to run. No, that's the commuter. All right. No, that's what. But folks, look, you let big corporations jump in front of the line to get the recovery aid that Congress had passed, while small businesses are struggling to stay open. In the end, his measure of economic health is the stock market. And in 4 years as president, he's broken his promise. He's forgotten the forgotten Americans he said he was always going to fight for. But I never will forget. I know the middle-class working people built this country, and I measure our economic success by what families are talking about around their kitchen tables this morning, some of them with an empty chair because they lost a family member. The ones I saw every night on my train ride from Washington to Wilmington, Delaware. As I said, after my wife and daughter were killed when I was first elected, I started going home every single night. So I'd be there in the morning to get my kids, Bo, Hunter, and Ashley, ready for school. Actually, Jill, God love her, she came into our life 5 years later and made things good. For 36 years, I said I took that 250-mile round-trip journey each day. I'd get to know the train engineers, the conductors, the fellow passengers. And at night, I'd see the pinpoints of lights in the homes in the cities and towns along the way from Washington to Wilmington and wonder what those families were talking about after they put their kids to bed. My guess is the same thing that all Americans across the country are talking about today, asking questions as profound as ordinary as, will we be okay? Will we be able to keep our insurance? What are we going to do? Folks, this election is a choice between Scranton and Park Avenue values, between Cleveland and Park Avenue values, between Alliance and Park Avenue values. But it's also about something deeper. Can these parents look their kids in the eye and say, honey, everything's going to be okay? And these are the conversations I'm going to be having today in this whistle-stop tour through Ohio and Pennsylvania. Talking with the folks about how I'll get the virus under control, lay out the plan, bringing Congress together to provide relief and resources to schools and business so we can reopen our economy safely and strongly with a real plan and real leadership. Talking with folks about how I'd create good-paying jobs, union jobs, to support working families, and build our economy back, not just back, but build it back better. How I'll protect your Medicare and Social Security, and how I'll fight to protect pensions, including fixing multi-employer pensions so that many union women and men in Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota, Delaware, all across this country are able to keep what they earned and deserve. How I'll fight for American jobs with the dignity of work and make the wealthy and corporations begin to pay their fair share. How I'll protect your right to health care and build on and improve the Affordable Care Act. And how I'll always tell you the truth. I'll always care about you whether you vote for me or not. If elected, I'm not going to be a Democratic president. I'm going to be an American president. Whether you voted for me or not, I'm going to be your president. And I'll never forget the people, the working people of this country, because that's what I come from. And that, if given just half a chance, the American people can do anything. Just like you, Tiffany, and your husband, you've stood up. You can do anything. I want to make something absolutely clear. There's overwhelming reason for optimism. Reverend, as you said, there's overwhelming reason. We just have to unite. The country is ready to do that. We're better positioned than any nation in the world to own the 21st century. We just have to do it and do it together. So I leave you, Rev, and thank you for your invocation by saying, God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep the faith. We're coming back. Thank you.
Knocking on the door, there's